Oh, look at this thing. Like, this thing weighs about 16 pounds. That is freaking heavy. If you've ever bought weights before, you'll know that weights are really expensive. And for the price that I paid for this was like $400 delivered to my door. For 16 pounds, that's like almost how much it would cost to just buy a 16-pound weight if you're gonna be working out. So you might as well just buy a motor, because that way you get two things. You get weights and you get a motor that'll power your motorcycle. Hey guys, I'm Johnny Nerd Out, professional e-bike builder, and now I'm into e-motorcycle building. This thing is the XL175. It's rated at 4,000 watts, which it'll handle a lot more. Look at the size of this thing. Can you see? I got bare paws, and this thing just dwarfs it. It's huge. This thing is gonna easily take, I'm guessing, 8,000 watts. I'm hoping to get a battery that'll put out 100 amps and a 72 volt battery, so that'll be about 7,200 watts. I just got to get this thing dialed in. I'm going to try to reuse the old motor mount. You can see it kind of fits perfectly, except I need to move this towards me a little bit. So, but I'm super excited about this motor. It's just huge. This thing was about $400 shipped. It actually ended up costing me about $650 because I got the controller, which is, it's rated at 330 amps, 72 volts, and it came with the throttle. So I'll tell you about oh man, my experience getting this motor has been a little interesting. I ordered this December 15th, and a few weeks went by, I didn't hear anything. Started emailing QS Motor, was like, hey, you guys ship it yet, or what's going on? About the end of January, I finally got, oh yeah, we'll ship it out tomorrow. I was like, okay. It took about a month for them to decide that they were gonna ship it. 2 weeks later, they still haven't shipped, and this was me like every night being like, hey, any tracking number yet? Like, oh yeah, we'll ship it out tomorrow. Kept getting that. And then finally I got it, I think it was like the second week in February. So it took about 6 weeks to get it. Communication was not great. And one interesting thing is when I finally did get it, hey, this throttle doesn't connect to anything. I bought this as a kit. This wasn't like I just like willy-nilly ordered things. I ordered this, the throttle does not connect to the controller. So I was like, hey, I think you either sent me the wrong controller or the wrong throttle or whatever, because these things are not plug and play, they don't work. Their response was, yeah, you need to custom wire that in. Like, are you kidding me? Is this a joke? That's fine, I don't mind doing it, but I kind of do mind when I bought this as a kit, which is like reason number 18 why I ask, why are there not any domestic manufacturers of these motors? This is something an American company could easily manufacture. There's nothing about this that is space age technology. It's just copper wiring and big motors, or big magnets. And then you write a little software, make a little thing, you make this little box, charge me $650. Cost you probably $100 to make this stuff if you get a big manufacturing plant, but do it in America. Why? I don't understand why there's not any place here in America that's making e-bike motors or electric motorcycle motor, or just any type of motor system. What's going on? Edited in Johnny here. Just wanted to make a quick note and to clarify on my little rant here. I've dealt with many Chinese companies, and for the most part, they've been great to work with. Communication has been great, except for, obviously the time zone difference. So you have to, communicate at night because that's their working time. And generally long shipping times are to be expected because it's coming from halfway around the world. Except a lot of Chinese companies now are keeping local warehouses in the USA. So shipping times are cut down drastically. So it's really bridging that gap. However, poor communication there's no excuse for that. I feel like no matter where you are. For me, that was the most frustrating part on this. And if we did have domestically made motor systems, shipping times would be within 1 week, no matter where you are. If you were on the East Coast or West Coast, it doesn't matter. And communication would be right on point. Those are my main reasons why I think we need to have domestically made things. The Chinese companies that I've worked with have been putting out great quality stuff. Bafang, I think, just really puts out great quality motors. It looks like this QS motor is also a really high quality motor. It's just the communication and the time delay leaves a lot to be wanted. So dealing with QS motor in China was pretty frustrating, and it still continues to be. It doesn't look like I'm gonna get any support from them, so I'm gonna have to just custom wire everything. But fortunately, it's nothing too crazy, I don't think, but We'll find out. I got the motor kind of situated. I'm gonna have to make some custom brackets to get the chain line dialed in. As you can see here, it's a little bit off. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to reuse this, although look at that. That like fits perfectly. So yeah, this thing is beefy. So stay tuned. I'm gonna try to work on getting a 72 volt battery that can put out 100 amps, probably in the 20 to 50 amp hour range. I'm not sure how much range I'm looking for. I don't want to spend $2,000 on a battery if I don't have to. So stay tuned for the next video when I get a battery in here and I get this thing going. You guys are probably not wondering why I went with a mid-drive, because if you've seen my other videos, you know I'm a bit of a mid-drive snob. But I'm really only a mid-drive snob on lower powered, like 750 watt or less, because that's when you really need to dial in where that small amount of power is going to. I like to put that directly into the gear I want. When you're dealing with 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 and up watts, I have no problem going with a hub motor. In fact, I probably would recommend going with a hub motor because it's probably gonna be better performance across the entire range. This one, I just wanted to keep the aesthetics. I didn't want to replace the rear wheel. I didn't want to get one rebuilt and all that. And I thought it would just look a little bit cooler. I'm probably going to sacrifice some performance though. I know you guys are like, what? You're saying go with a hub motor? Yeah, when it's like tons of power, a hub motor is great. Like if you just throw tons of power at a hub motor, it probably in most scenarios is a superior motor. For this one, I wanted it to look a little bit more like a motorcycle. Did I make a mistake? I don't know. I just wanted to play around with it, so we'll see. I don't think if I did make a mistake, it's not that big of a mistake. So, all right, thanks guys.